When I was growing up, my stepfather would say, "Justice not only has to be done, it must be seen to be done." Justice is not just about rules and procedures, which are important, but it goes much further than that. The outcome must also seem fair and above board. Both the process and the outcome must be above all but the most technical criticism. Criticisms that, while they may be valid, do not in any way cast doubt on the honesty of the outcome. On the 4th of November 2020, the United States presidential election was held. Since then, the outcome has become controversial. The Democrats and their supporters like to say that the Republicans and their supporters are simply poor losers. But there is much more to it than that. Critics of the outcome are not making technical criticisms. These are not criticisms that cast no doubt upon the honesty of the outcome. In fact, quite the opposite. There have been criticisms of the outcome in 7 states: Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Wisconsin. That's not the normal state of affairs after an election. President Trump received more votes than any other Republican candidate in history, and he lost? Is that possible? Maybe. Maybe it is possible. Maybe this election has been fair and above board. Maybe the criticism is wrong. However, that does not solve the problems that have arisen. The truth is that a large number of people, myself included, are not convinced by the outcome. It's not simply a case of not liking the outcome. That happens in quite a lot of elections, and most of us are used to that. No, so much of this smells funny. So many of the irregularities in American elections have come home to roost, and all in one election. Fake names on the electoral rolls, multiple names being on multiple rolls, dead people being on the rolls. Then we have mountains of ballots being found in the dead of night. Did the voting machines work correctly, or did they change votes? If a woman marries and changes her name, is she on the rolls once or twice? If she lived in 3 different places under her maiden name and 3 under her married name, how many times is she on the rolls? Once or 6 or somewhere in between? These are legitimate questions that are being ignored by the political process, the courts, the media, and by Democratic supporters. All of this is already having consequences. The language of government is legitimacy. If you have a system that states that the legitimate government is the one that received the most votes, and the vote is considered illegitimate, then how long can that system go on? Even if the critics, myself included, are wrong and the election was fair and above board, the failure to take our criticism seriously is a major mistake. It cannot fail but to make a President Biden seem illegitimate. If he has been elected fair and square, then there would not be any reason not to investigate the outcome, to prove that it really is fair and above board. Instead, we have been informed that it is all a fait accompli, and that we all just have to accept the outcome. Even if justice has been done, it most certainly has not been seen to be done. The consequences for this are big, and they are going to get bigger. The 2020 presidential election truly was a watershed election.